Hello. Welcome to today's reading. Um, my name is Chelsea. If you've never been here before, welcome. If you are returning, hello. Nice to see you again. Okay, so it's the first day of fall. The vibes are beautiful. It's really nice out. It's pretty chilly, actually, but I like a little bit of chill because it's been really hot this summer. So, um, we're just gonna see what comes out. I'm not gonna ask anything specific. So it's kind of just going to be whatever messages are that you need to hear right now um are going to come out, and then we'll just go from there. So first, let's just pull some energy cards. Just to see what energy is coming through. Thank you. Oh, you got a lot of cards. Okay, we have storm warning, sixth chakra, Archangel Metatron, deceit, and action. Okay. So maybe your third eye is activating in a way that something is warning you that something that's either happening now or is going to happen, might happen. Um, it might not be the best thing. And you need to take action in some kind of way if you want to avoid it. So definitely pay attention to your dreams and just pay attention to the signs that the universe gives you, or God, or whoever, whatever, um, in the external world, as well as your mind's eye. But it definitely has to do with like something that you have been seeing. So if you keep noticing like a certain, I don't know, you just keep seeing a certain thing. Maybe you keep seeing spiders, for example, or you keep seeing like this certain color and it's like an odd color or something like that. I don't know why that came through, but that's just like very specific. It's going to be different for all of you, obviously, but if you've been feeling like something is a little off, it's probably because it is, and your intuition is trying to get you to pay attention to it so that you can do something about it before it actually becomes a problem. Because I don't think it's a problem now. Maybe for some of you, you're already presently experiencing this storm, but because it's storm warning, like I feel like it's just saying, like, mm, it's coming. There's some kind of deceit happening in front of you. Maybe somebody is putting on a different face than who they actually are, but your intuition is catching it. And it's just like maybe you think on the outside they're super nice and they're friendly and you guys are cool, but like realistically, they're not actually like that. Maybe they don't like you as much as they say you do, or something like that. And your intuition catches it because realistically, your higher self knows everything because it has a different sense of time and things like that. And it's not blocked, you can be blocked. Your third eye could be closed, or you're just like not listening to it. But it is going to require action in some kind of way. So keep that in mind. Let's see if we can figure out what this deceit is. Um, so we can like understand a little bit, like maybe what the situation is about. Okay, we have Page of Wands. So I feel like it's something that you kind of look at often. It definitely has to do with your eyes. Like it's something that you're seeing. Maybe you're seeing it but you're not actually acknowledging it. Like you're seeing it in real time. Whether it is someone being disrespectful to you or it's a situation unraveling in front of your eyes and you're choosing to ignore the signs that it's not going to be good. Maybe you're in a job and you're slowly seeing how it's becoming toxic, but you really like that job. So you don't want to believe that it's toxic because that means that you're going to have to leave at some point, and maybe you don't want to do that. So you're trying to just ignore it. But the longer you ignore it, the worse it's going to get. At least that's what the cards are saying. So, be aware of that. But it's definitely something that you are seeing. Maybe you just don't want to acknowledge it for whatever reason. Let's see what else. If we can get more details about what is this thing that is showing you deceit and why we have storm warning. What is this warning you about? Sorry, I'm kind of shuffling. Ooh, I'm like shuffling weird because I got the microphone here. Oh, damn it. I never fail to drop a card. Okay. You have King of Swords and Temperance. So, once again, something that you're seeing, I feel like your mind also understands. Like, you definitely know what this is. You literally know what it is. But you need to like balance in a way that is like when you notice something, you take care of it instead of just ignoring it because you don't want to deal with it at that particular time. But you're noticing it at that time because that's the time when you need to take initiative. You know what I mean? So like whatever this thing is, we'll use the job for the example for this reading. But if you're seeing that your job is slowly becoming, maybe you got a new boss or maybe you have new coworkers and like they're making the job like horrible. Like maybe the boss is like micromanaging you and like that's not how you operate. You know, maybe you've experienced um maybe you've experienced a boss that micromanaged you before and you're like I don't want to do that again because I realized that I don't operate very well and I don't work as well when I have someone breathing down my neck. And now you're experiencing that again. And instead of you being like, okay, maybe I should start looking for a different job, or maybe I should like say something, or I don't know, do something that would require some kind of action for things to change and or to like not affect you as much. But instead, you're just keeping quiet. Like you need to like learn how to balance in a way that's like you see the problem and you fix it, or you see something becoming a problem and you fix it before it actually becomes a problem. That's the thing about the intuition and or just your thoughts or whatever. um Sometimes it's quite literally warning you, but we don't take heed to the warning. There's no point in having a warning if you're not going to do anything about it, because then you might as well just deal with the thing as it comes and then that's it. But like why suffer when like you don't need to, you know? If you are feeling signs that your partner is being odd or something, like, and just like different, and you feel like things are deteriorating, take action in some kind of way where it's like you either have a conversation about it or you figure out what's up. I mean, when it comes to another person, I would assume that communicating would be the best option. But depending on the situation, like, I don't know, maybe you just like need to do something to figure out what the actual issue is and then how you can solve that, and or leave if you need to. Because a lot of the times, when people were like, oh, every relationship or every job that you do or whatever, there's always going to be ups and downs. Personally, I don't know if that's necessarily true, but like it shouldn't be like super difficult all the time. You know what I mean? Like things should like flow naturally. Of course, we're humans, so sometimes people are going to argue or you're not going to love your boss, but they just are your boss. But if it's to a point where you can't be yourself and you can't enjoy your work anymore or enjoy the relationship anymore, feel good in the relationship or at the job, whatever, then it's like, what are you doing? Like maybe that was the sign to like try something new. I don't know, but there's definitely something here about seeing things and not actually taking the action to make them better. Interesting. Let's see what the moon has to say. Find some hidden things. The energy is gaining momentum. Yeah. Waxing moon. Whoa. Did you hear that? Okay. You are good enough. And step out of your comfort zone. Okay. So I feel like you know that there's something that's happening and it's moving and it is gaining momentum. And that momentum is the storm coming and you can feel it. And maybe you don't think that you're good enough to move out of your comfort zone. Maybe you don't think that you're good enough to leave the job. You don't think that you're going to find another job. You don't think that you're good enough to find another person that will love you. Something like that. Whatever the case is for you. Obviously, I'm just using these as examples. And my examples are usually always the same because, but, um, like you are good enough to move. You're good enough to do something new, to speak up for yourself, to avoid this storm. You're good enough to notice that it's a problem, which also means that you're good enough to solve the problem. You just have to have a little faith in yourself. Stepping out of your comfort zone is not the easiest thing ever, but you are able to do it. You're able to do hard things. That's where the balance comes in. Maybe, okay, I feel like it's interesting how the cards came out because with Page of Wands and the energy is gaining momentum over storm warning and third eye chakra, like it's just like you can see when things are coming, you can see when energies are changing, but you deceive yourself into thinking that you're wrong because while your mind is very sharp, you don't you still have some self-doubts and those self-doubts make you doubt your intuition. And so I think the cards are trying to tell you, or the universe or your spirit guides. I mean, I didn't pick anything for the reading, so just I guess whatever guides are coming through. Um but saying, the universe is saying like you have to find a balance between deceiving yourself and just doing something that you feel. Because a lot of the times you deceive yourself to the point where you don't step out of your comfort zone. And then you end up in the middle of the storm when you could have avoided it. it might be helpful for you to look up your north node in your birth chart. Your north node, I believe, is like your next life, what your sun sign will be, and basically like what problems you face here and how they're going to affect your next life. So, like, my North Node is in Virgo, and Virgos are earth signs, and they tend to be very almost like perfectionist, I think. I mean, that's my personal feelings on the matter, but, um, and I also, I don't know what I was going to say, but I know that I struggle with that now. And the purpose is like knowing what your North Node helps because you can see in real time in this present life what you kind of tend to struggle with a little bit. And it's good to know because hopefully you can fix that or like work with it better or not allow it to hinder you before your next life. So that way, when you are a Virgo or whatever your North Node is, you don't struggle so much with the negative aspects of your sign. So maybe just looking that up might help you in this particular case. I wonder why you don't think you're good enough to like understand your thoughts and why you have them. Oh, geez. Thank you. Geranium divination. Wow, I just had this card yesterday. I have to read from the book though because this is new. My sister got me these cards for my birthday, and I love them because I'm in school for horticulture right now, so I'm like learning about plants and stuff. Um, so it's great because they give you like the spiritual meaning as well as like information about the plant itself. I'm not gonna read all of this because it's a lot. Um, it's talking about unexpected good luck coming your way, raising your spirits, and overcoming a lack of motivation, anxiety, or depression. So maybe like it's quite literally just those things that make you feel like you're not, it's just it's kind of like your mind making you think that like the things that you're thinking, the things that you're feeling are not true. Because a lot of the times we listen to our mind over our feelings, and that's not always the best thing. Obviously, we need our minds, but like you can always feel what's right and what's wrong. Once again, I really think that paying attention to your dreams will help because I think that your dreams reveal more than you think and they're not just random. And I think that you can learn something about yourself. And I also believe that, like, if you really try, you can solve problems in your dreams and it'll help your thought process. Because some things require certain things that you just can't do in this 3D dimension, like in this third dimension, but you can do it in a dream because we really don't have any limitations. So, they adore sunshine, geranium, the flower. They adore sunshine but do not like being touched by frost. For you, this means keeping away from inhospitable people who could potentially blight your existence. So maybe you've been around people that put your confidence down and that has made you not trust yourself because You think that you're not good enough because these people or situations or whatever have made you feel like you're not good enough. You're yearning for change and the freedom of then the ugh. You're yearning for change and the freedom to experience new people and surroundings has arrived, bringing the happiness and comfort that is symbolic of geraniums. Which makes sense because this is talking about stepping out of your comfort zone. So, like, you know, babe. I don't even, like, I don't even have much more to say. Let's just pull a fortune card just to see. We'll see what this storm will bring if you allow it to come. And then we'll see what will come about if you actually heed to the warning and do something about it and change it. So first, let's see, what will this storm bring, possibly? Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. The seer, follow your intuition. Like, I'm crying. I feel like the storm is literally going to just force you to follow your intuition. So, regardless, you have to do it. It's just like you could just do it in an easier way. Like, you don't need to wait for. Sometimes, here's what happens: we're too scared to do something new. So it gets to a point where the universe is like, this is a part of your path, regardless of if you want it or not. So you need to do it. And the universe the energies are just going to move in a way that forces you to do it, whether or not the way that it's forced is comfortable for you. So if you need to leave a job and you're not doing it, and then you wonder why you get fired, think about why you got fired. It has nothing to do with your work ethic or with you being a bad employee. No, it has, I mean, if you just are a bad employee. No, I'm just kidding. But seriously. And it has everything to do with the fact that you should not have been there anymore. And you didn't want to do it. You didn't want to go get another job. So the universe was like, okay, well, now you're fired. So keep going. You know what I'm saying? Like, that is definitely the vibe here. So it's just like, would you rather get fired? Which will then in turn probably make you feel like shit and make you feel like you're not good enough. When realistically, that's not what's happening here. Realistically, it's just the universe had to give you a push. And unfortunately, that was the only way to get you out. And then it kind of possibly starts the cycle again. Or you could just take heed, listen to your intuition, follow your intuition, and leave when you can. And avoid the possibility of you feeling like you're not good enough. And then the possibility of you thinking, okay, well, I suck, so I can't do anything new and I can't step out of my comfort zone because I'm a shitty employee and I got fired. And it's like, no. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you could avoid that if you just listened the first time. So, once again, you know what your situation is. It's clear to me based on these cards that y'all already know. You just refuse to acknowledge it. But this is your sign to acknowledge it. Let's see what the outcome would be if you just take the action now and avoid the storm. Oh, wow. The Maiden, a new relationship blossoms. So this could be a relationship with someone else. Maybe you'll like somehow meet someone. But I'm really feeling like it's a new relationship with yourself and a new relationship with your intuition, because instead of you always fighting back, I feel like you're going to be more in tune with it. And like you'll have a relationship where it's like you trust each other. I just read The Alchemist. Maybe you should read that book. It's written like a fable. It was really, really, really good. I finished in a day, like literally. I started in the morning and then I just kept reading. I mean, it didn't take literally all day because it's not that long. But by the end of the night, I was done. And at one point, like, he literally talks about how he has a different relationship with his intuition now. And even with like how he sees the world. And I think that might help you at this time. It was a really, really, really good book. I can't remember. I think it's by Paulo something. But definitely read that if you haven't, because I feel like that would really help with this. Um, but that's like just an example. But I do feel like the relationship, it could be a relationship with another person or a new relationship with like money or something that you feel like was lacking or something like that. But I truly do think that you just trusting your intuition and like avoiding the storm because you know that it's coming and you're listening to the fact that you know that it's coming will help you um change your relationship with yourself, with your intuition. You're not going to doubt yourself so much. It's just like with dreams, for example, if you don't pay attention to them and you don't care about them and you're like, oh, they're just random events from the day, like it doesn't matter, you're probably not going to remember them. But if you intentionally try to remember them and you try to write down information that you like, just like write down like what happened, or even just the simple thing of just like telling someone the next morning, like what you dreamt about and stuff like that, your brain is like, oh, they're listening. Like they're paying attention. So like it helps it remember it more. Like the your brain will literally start remembering your dreams more because of the sole fact that you are choosing to pay attention. So it's the same thing. So now instead of it just being like I'm spitting out this information and you're just not listening, so like I'm not even going to bother remembering because you don't even want to remember. As soon as you make the switch to remember, then your brain is like, "Oh wow, they actually want to like work with me." And like we can remember things so that we can actually understand what the hell is going on in our subconscious or in our world, whatever. And then from there, they can figure out what to do in waking life. Now your mind and your heart are working together rather than not, but it changes the relationship. It's a very, very interesting thing. And you can try it, like literally try it yourself. It might take a couple days, but like it literally works. I do it all the time. Like when I start forgetting my dreams, I'm like, damn it. I literally only forget because I'm not paying attention. So yeah, very interesting. I think that's it. I feel like that right there is the advice. I usually do advice at the end, but I feel like that was the advice. So take with this information what you will. Obviously you don't have to heed the storm warning. It's up to you, babe. But the cycle will always repeat. So might as well start now and just follow the signs. But thank you for joining me. If you enjoyed this reading, please like, comment, you know, subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Um, and I also post on TikTok, same name, Floral Moon Tarot. And yeah, I will see you in the next reading. Bye.